In today's episode, we'll be reviewing the intro chapter of Enen no Shouboutai, or as it's known in the anime, as Fire Force. Enen no Shouboutai literally translates to Blazing Firefighting Corps. This series was written and illustrated by Atsushi Okubo, famous as the creator of the popular series Soul Eater. Fire Force takes place in Tokyo, Japan in the year of 198 of the solar calendar. In this universe, one of the most feared causes of death is spontaneous combustion, a phenomenon that's not really explained in much detail in the beginning of the manga. The story first takes place at a train station, and it shows an elderly passenger suddenly burst into flames. The story then cuts back to the protagonist Shira Kusakabe, who seems to be in a rush to catch the next train when he accidentally bumps into a young schoolgirl. As he goes to help her up, she gets freaked out by the creepy smile on Shinra's face, and quickly runs away, much to Shinra's dismay. Shinra seems annoyed that he has to ride the train at all, claiming to be faster if he was allowed to use his ability. As he's lost in thought, suddenly an alarm goes off throughout the train station, alerting people to vacate the area. Shinra realizes the commotion is due to a fire, but as people run by him, he suddenly recognizes that this is no regular fire. It is spontaneous combustion in action. In this universe, once a person combusts, they are no longer a regular human. They become what's called an infernal, a sort of zombie-like creature that, due to the flames that have consumed their body, causes destruction to the surrounding area. Security guard from the train station starts to use a fire extinguisher, but Shinra tells him that it won't put a dent in a type of fire like this. Recognizing that the once human infernal is in pain, Shinra claims that he'll be the one to put it out of its misery. Just then, as Shinra's feet start to sizzle, the Special Fire Brigade announces its presence. Shinra instantly recognizes him as the 8th Brigade. A member of the 8th Brigade recognizes Shinra at a glance, but their fire captain calls him back to deal with the task at hand. Now the brigade has a sister amongst them, and the captain instructs her to begin her prayer. Each member of the team is equipped with special tools meant to specifically fight infernals. A special fire brigade member is distinguished from a regular firefighter by the outfit's blue rings surrounding them. As a matter of fact, the population at time calls the special fire brigade the Blue Stripes. The team works together to corral the infernal, and the fire captain takes the lead and kills the being head-on while a prayer is being said. Once the being is punched in the chest by one of the captain's special tools, it starts to disintegrate, and they say the term Latsum, which in this universe is a type of amen said at the end of a prayer. Shinra is in awe of the teamwork of the brigade, and he mumbles to himself that this is what he's meant to do. As all the commotion settles down, a fixture begins to fall down right over the top of the sister. This is when we see Shinra jump into action and reveal that he has a special power. He has flames shoot out from his feet. This boosts his speed and he flies over to catch the nun and take her out of harm's way. As he has her in his arms, an awkward smile comes over Shinra's face. That's when he confirms another brigade member's earlier suspicion that he is the new recruit assigned to the 8th Fire Brigade as of that day. As he walks away from the scene, he leaves black footprints on the ground, to which the captain makes a comment about those being the rumored Devil's Footprints. From there, the team makes their way back to their base of operations, which is the church that Shinra comments on being a little run down. He also mentions that the 8th Brigade is a relatively new brigade and kind of wishes he had been assigned to a more elite, established brigade. Once here, the team members begin to introduce themselves. The captain, Akitaro Obi, who doesn't even stop his work at introducing himself, much to the dismay of the lieutenant, and second in charge, Takehisa Hinawame. Now, Lieutenant Hinawame was the guy who first recognized Shinra at the train station, and seems like a straight-laced kind of guy, and he kind of creeps Shinra out at first, which is ironic given that Shinra's own smile is viewed as kind of creepy to the point that the captain asks Shinra what's up with it. Shinra then tells him that when he gets nervous or anxious, he tends to break out a weird smile, and that he can't help it. The captain immediately tests his theory and gets into Shinra's face with an intense look. Shinra can't help but to feel anxious and breaks the smile, causing the captain to burst out laughing. Captain then makes a comment how having such a weird facial tic might cause a few awkward moments. The captain and lieutenant then get serious and ask Shinra why he wants to join the brigade. And with no hesitation, Shinra proclaims that it's because he wants to be a hero. This is when the lieutenant brings up a specific incident that happened in Shinra's past that has people labeling Shinra a demon, and questions Shinra's motive for actually wanting to join the brigade. Shinra seems bothered by this, but reaffirms his answer that he will be a hero no matter what. In the next panel, we see the next two members of the brigade, Maki and Sister Iris, as they shower. Not much background is given about them at first, but as they talk in the shower, you get a sense that Maki is kind of envious of Iris, and she was the one whisked away to safety by Shinra earlier in that train station. After they clean themselves up, they meet with the rest of the crew. Maki asks if Shinra's fire brigade uniform fits, as she's made some alterations to the legs to specifically work with his abilities. As she leans in to inspect her handiwork, she exposes her chest a little bit, making a nervous Shinra step back. He falls back onto Sister Iris, catching whiff of her hair, and comments to him that they both smell nice, causing him to have that awkward smile come out again. Noticing this, Captain Obi starts to best with Shinra again, asking him if the smell of a freshly showered girl is causing him to get aroused. Shinra immediately gets defensive and comments on how it's been a while since he had to be around girls since he went to an all-boys school. Growing impatient, Lieutenant Hanawabe reminds the captain that it's time to start their meeting since they're now all here. With a serious tone, Captain Obi begins to explain to his team that what makes spontaneous combustion so horribly frightening is that there's no telling whom and when the combustion might happen to someone. The act of combustion causes these people to become mindless infernals. The mindless infernals are referred to as first-generation flame people. Over time, people began to adapt and eventually gained the ability to control the flames. They became referred to as second or third generation flame users. Captain Obi then explains that it is the duty of the Special Fire Brigade to extinguish the infernals and save the souls of humanity and infernals alike, all while trying to unravel the mystery of this phenomena. He then explains that amongst his own brigade's ranks, there are 2 second-generation fire users who can manipulate existing flames, as well as a third-generation fire user who can create fire and control combustion from their own body. And then there's a former regular firefighter who has no such abilities, and a sister who prays for the souls of the infernals. The team's mission is to work together in order to get to the root cause of the mystery of human combustion. Later that night, as Shinra lies in bed, he reminisces about a promise he made to his mother as a child. The flashback shows Shinra as a young boy telling his mother he will become a hero so he can protect her and his little brother. Shinra's mother is then shown smiling with an infant in her arms. After a flash of flames, it cuts to men in black suits holding a young Shinra by the hand, trying to hand him over to a woman who is apparently his grandmother. The grandmother rejects him, calling him a demon, exclaiming that the child doesn't even know what he's done, and draws attention to young Shinra's creepy smile. Back in the present day, Shinra, still lying in bed, proclaims that back then, there was another black shadow besides his own, and then suddenly a siren goes off, snapping him out of his train of thought. Maki bursts into Shinra's room, telling him that it's time to go and to suit up ASAP. Tell him that his suit is in the matchbox, which is apparently the name of the fire brigade's armored vehicle. Captain Obi tells everyone that there's a report of an inferno breaking out in a specific area. He then pats Shinra in the back as they all load into the vehicle, telling him this is his chance to be a hero. The chapter ends with the team rolling out to deal with the threat. So guys, that's all for this chapter. Tell me what you thought of it in the comments below. If you like this chapter review, please feel free to like and comment and subscribe. Until next time.